Welcome to PESValuePropositions.com. I'm your host, Mark Grant, and today we'll be talking about the integration of Schneider Electric low voltage and medium voltage devices. We'll talk about the multiple devices that are embedded into PES. We'll talk about the plug-and-play nature of these devices, and we'll just show a couple of applications where these devices are used. So let's get started. First of all, we see from an earlier ValueProposition.com presentation an agitator motor and a power meter. So to review, we see that we have the power meter faceplate. It's automatically generated when we pull in that power meter into the control environment, and it is then displayed as a faceplate with all the requisite information. What's important about that? Well, what's important is that this information, this power faceplate and the power behind it is developed ahead of time for free, and the user can easily instantiate it and learn a lot from it. Let's take a look at motor control center. Same kind of thing. Well, there we go. This is the motor control center for the D10 application. Here we see the TCT motor controller, information coming from it live. We see the ATV 61 associated with P1003. We don't see any information coming from it. Why? And that's because the pump 1003 is not on. What I want to do now is spend a little bit of time in the engineering environment. We talked a lot about the fact that these electrical devices are embedded into the system as predefined, pre-created control objects. As an example, here we go. This is our application environment. We see circuit breakers from Compact and Master Pack. We see the CPAM digital protective relays. These are all Schneider devices. TSYS-T motor controllers and starters, progressive starters, ATS, safety modules, and variable speed drives. All of these devices are built into the system ahead of time. So what does that really mean? What that means is that our engineering organization has said, okay, look, this is the information coming from an ATV31AS as an example. Let's take advantage of it. Let's build this application object ahead of time so that if our operators or if our engineers want to use one of our devices, in this case an ATV31AS, it's as easy as this. Pull that application object in to the agitation area, and again, the agitation area, just so you know, is this portion of the demonstration, the application, the plant model. And what we have now is we now have the ability to pull this variable speed drive, and let's say our logic behind doing that was we wanted to have it talk to this motor. So if we want to configure this particular application object, we do it as follows. These features are built into it ahead of time. So we have a control area and we have a supervisory area. Supervisory area is what would show up on the HMI. So from a control area, we see the logic that's associated with it. We have the on-off or true, not true position of the drive, on-off. We have the range of the drive, and this is information that will be going into a control block, RPMs for instance, inverter speed. This is analog information that we take a look at, and we also have some other information like time to execute the order. Again, this is logic information, and this is real information. Okay, we've also got all this information available from this ATV31AS. This again, this is the information that when our engineers spoke to the people at the ATV drive groups, they said, well, we have all these kinds of pieces of information that are available. We have preset alarms, we've got dead bands, we have advanced alarming configurations, we have, keep scrolling down, we have trending information that can be pulled from this drive. We have historized values that can be pulled from the drive. So what we said, we meaning the Modicon group, said, okay, if this is the information coming from the ATV group, let's put these attributes into this object, and let's let the engineer building this control application, in this case we're adding a variable speed drive to that agitator motor, and let's let him really easily, with clicks of a button, go through and configure how this variable speed drive is going to be configured. And that's all we do. And then of course we make, through other parts of the application, we make the linkage. But that is the important thing to recognize. All of these devices have been pre-configured based on information that we have gotten from the different manufacturers within Schneider Electric. Last but not least, let's just jump back real quickly as some examples. If you're looking at a particular example, this might be an ATV variable speed drive. And you can see there's not a lot of information on this variable speed drive right here. Very simple drive, but again, the kind of information that you see. Here's an example of master pack control circuit breakers. This is a circuit breaker faceplate right here for the master pack circuit breakers, and it's associated with this circuit breaker right here. And when you open the breaker, close the breaker, you'll see activities taking place within that circuit breaker. So that gives you a real quick idea of how our Schneider Electric devices are pre-built and integrated into PES. This is a very important value proposition, and I hope you've been able to get a little bit of information out of it. Thank you.